We've been discussing the trial of John Peter Zenger and the freedom of the press. And there are a few questions I'd like you to think about now and over the course of this coming semester. First, let's think about that issue that the prosecution against Zenger raised, which was that the truth should not be a defense against seditious libel. That's what English common law said. In fact, there was a belief that truthful information could be even more harmful than false information because it was so believable if that truthful information undermined the government. It's something that the prosecutor, Attorney General Richard Bradley, said. He said, government, which protects our lives, religion, and property, is too essential to allow people to weaken or subvert it by publishing scandal, whether true or false, about the magistrate to administer it. That way lies anarchy, and the law has always forbidden it. That turns out not to be the case in America because of John Peter Zenger and others who followed. But I want you to think about it for a moment. Is there ever a case in which we would want to say something is true, but we shouldn't publish it? Should the press be censored at times if something would too badly undermine the government? That happens in many countries around the world, certainly in more authoritarian countries like China. There's often a sense that the press should not be undermining the government, even if what they say is true. When I was running CNN, I remember during the Persian Gulf War, after the 9/11 attacks, there were a lot of things the government asked us not to publish, including initially some Osama bin Laden tapes. We knew they were true, but it was felt, or the government argued, that it would hurt American soldiers. It could put people in danger. In the end, we didn't air them until it was deemed safe. We made our own call. If the government had tried to force us to do it, I think it would have been a problem. But those of us who were journalists there, we had to weigh, do we at times withhold information even if we know it's true? Think about it for a second, when would you feel it's right for the government to censor a free press? Never? Or are there some cases you could think of where that might be worth doing? And there's a broader issue of free speech. We all say we're in favor of free speech. I want you to pause for a moment and think about why. Why are we in favor of free speech? Franklin, as you remember, said that when truth and error have fair play, that truth will always win out. And that's the reason for having both sides, for having a free press, free speech. But imagine for a moment there's certain environments where maybe if truth and falsity both compete, truth doesn't win. Maybe that's the case even on things like Facebook or Twitter. If indeed allowing truth and falsity both to have fair play doesn't lead to a greater amount of truth, then why should we allow free speech? I think there are reasons. I actually believe in free speech, and it's not just because truth will always win out. I believe in it because it's inherent to our freedoms. But I want you to think about, why do we value free speech? Is it just because it gets us closer to the truth, or is there something more that makes us value free speech? So those are some of the things we're going to wrestle with. We're going to get to the Pentagon Papers. We're going to get to many other Times v. Sullivan libel trials. But I want us all to try to figure out to what extent and for what reasons we are dedicated to having both a free press and free speech in America. What good is it? What does it really do for us? I think they're good answers, but we shouldn't leave the question unasked.